All right, guys, it's time for another film review here. The O-line committee is back, and we are here to take a look at fourth-round pick from 2022 out of the University of Minnesota. That's right. Row the boat, Skyuma, go Gophers. Let's go. Let's pump it up. If you pump it up,
I'm going to leave.
If you graduated from the U.
I'm gone.
Oh, he's just gone. Oh, Jeremiah's gone.
I can't listen
I can't either.
That.
Ohio State does not.
Come on, guys. Here we go.
Nope.
No, you're both gone. Okay, just because historically Nebraska and Ohio State whoop up on my Gophers doesn't mean we can't pump out. Doesn't mean we can't pump out some NFL players once in a while.
No, I mean, shoot, you guys have pumped out some monsters, and I'm super excited to talk about Daniel Faalale today.
Is he okay? Is he so? He's I think when he came to the Gophers as a freshman, 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure he was listed at 400 pounds.
Yeah, he was
his listed weight. He's 6'8", 380 on the Ravens roster. Is he the biggest player in the history of the NFL?
No, dude. Trent. I played with Trent Brown. He was 6'10", 420 pounds. Oh we're talking about a guy he's still playing. Doesn't he play for the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's massive.
He has like a $1.75 million weight clause.
Oh, dude, it's pathetic.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
we'll pay you $2 million just to make weight.
Just don't be fat.
Yeah,
right.
You must really care. Really cares.
But the thing I love about this guy is he's a unicorn. Like he really is. You don't find guys like this, and especially with he's not a burner. Like I watched him run his 40. Like he wasn't a burner, but he is just enormous. And if he can put together some techniques, and I know the O-line coach in Baltimore, Joe DeLisandris, he was my O-line coach in San Diego. He's a phenomenal technician coach. He's great for development with young guys. I owe a lot of my career to how he helped me develop as a young guy. But you can just see this here,
this is Nolan Smith, I believe, the rookie out of Georgia.
Right.
At first, I was like, "Is this a cornerback on the edge?" Standing next to Faalale?
You want to run 4.3 until 380 hits you in the teeth.
Hey, Nolan was in for a long day. Let me tell you, this guy had zero fucking chance. Zero.
He wants to go that way.
One of the things
here's where he's lined up on.
Real quick, before we talk about anything else, one of the things I call this guy a unicorn for with Jay is because in this game, he went from right tackle to left tackle back to right tackle in the same game. That's a lot to do to somebody, and I'm sure they were doing that for a reason, to be like, hey, can we do this to this guy in a game? Like, can he go in and play both sides in a drop of a hat? And I think he did a phenomenal job on both sides. That's extremely hard to do.
Yeah, this is a simple inside zone play here, right? And Mackey, I think you were going to highlight it. Watch where Nolan Smith starts. Right, he starts on the hash. Right, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna set the edge." Daniel Faalale gets 2 feet in the ground. You get 2 feet in the ground, the train is rolling.
Here, let's go back. I'm gonna leave that mark on the screen here just for fun. Let's leave this mark
on the tracks. Don't get in the way. Right, if this dude gets ahead of steam, you got no chance. You got
it doesn't stay.
It doesn't
go.
He gets what?
It's inside the hash.
3 yards outside the hash, and where does the running back go? I'll just follow the ginormous right tackle that we have on the edge speed rusher here, right? Great combo by the center and the guard. I mean, that's such a great job by him to stay balanced, because so many times those big guys, when they get going, they can't stay balanced. They can't keep their chest over their thigh pads, right? They get way out in front of themselves. But you see him here making contact, driving his hips underneath himself, and running his feet, right? He's running his feet. That's a great drive block by Daniel Faalale.
Especially because he's so much bigger than that guy. It's so much harder to get down to their level when you're that big, especially when they're agile and athletic.
Yeah, that's the way they teach him at the University of Minnesota. Roll the boat, Gophers. That's right.
I'll tell you what, for being a big guy, he has phenomenal balance. Really it is really hard to go after those. As much as we're kind of laughing at Nolan for being tiny, it's hard to go after those guys that can move all around you, and he's just grabbing them. Look at that.
Now this play
throws him out of the club.
Dude, watch the way Smith's shoulders come up. Oh god, fix it. Right, he's trying to take him on, and again he hits him in the chest. Before he's like, "I'm just going to lift you up and throw you that way." Oh my goodness, he's just.
And it is hard too, like Jay said, to see a guy that big that can move that well, because normally their feet don't move that fast. Normally they kind of lumber through stuff, but to be able to do it on both sides, especially the left side, dude.
A little naked, just a chance to beat up a D end.
I love it. Beat him up every day.
There he is, big 77.
He just looks like Kind of looks like OB over there, doesn't he?
Little jab pick on
this
the
is all one
backside.
drive, by the way. We're just kind of breaking down a full drive here from the Ravens preseason game. This play looks
Stays in
weird.
it.
What happens on
So
this
this is
play?
a power. So this is power. They're running one back power here.
This running back's phenomenal. That's what happens.
This is stutter. So this is
Watch
one back
this.
stutter, right? Go back to the top, Mackey. So I'll break down the schematic of what this play is supposed to look like, right? So this is one back stutter. So you're going to have the center is going to block back on number 98, right? Draw it with me here, Mackey. He's going to block back to the right. He's gonna
98.
block back to the right, 98. 76 is going to block down on 90.
Draw a T. Make it look like a T. Short block.
74 is going to block down.
Hold on. Let me add the T's here for
Thank
Alex.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Makes it look easy for us. A line
Details,
means nothing.
details matter.
Okay.
You block down to number 93 here.
So 74 on 93.
Yep.
88 is going to go all the way through for 52.
Through
For
93,
50
though.
50
Through
so
93.
So wait, he's going to 52 over here?
Yeah. Draw a line from 88
88's
straight
going
to
all
52.
the way over here.
Yes.
Okay.
66.
And he's going, see how it goes through 93? Love
Yep.
it.
66 is pulling for number 96 on the edge,
Okay.
right?
That
80
looks
is
like a
pulling.
curvy line.
That's a you
No,
want
he's
to get in.
that's
You want to
what
get
I
into the
edge.
line.
No,
but
no,
he's
normally
cutting
it'd be
the edge.
semantics.
straight. No, normally that'd be
Semantics.
straight.
Listen,
80,
okay.
80 is coming around for number 53. Number 30 is the unblocked player.
Okay.
It's
so
not a
80's going
great
around
jab and
somewhere
pick.
in here on
And then
53.
Falahe's
Jab and
going
pick.
jab and pick, which means
Jab
he's going to
in.
step down, jab
Jab
in,
this guy
and then he's going to
And
come
then
out,
loop out.
back out.
and out this way.
No, other way.
It's
Just-
fine. That's right. That's right. We're not going to
looks like
delete the whole
I'm going
thing
to put
for
a T on that. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Right.
Let's,
So
let's
30
frame this. You guys can autograph it for our merchandise section.
So 30 is technically the unblocked player here. It's not a great play, but that's how the blocking team's supposed to work here, right? So let it play out.
We would check out of this in a game, but it's
Yeah,
preseason. You're not
it's
checking out of
preseason.
anything.
You're not checking out anything, right? So boom, boom, and that's
Look at that. He is so fast. I watched this game this morning.
40-yard run there, man.
Just blazing. Was minute he ran into the tight end, he cut back so fast. Like, I'm out of here. No chance. Dude, Justice Hill, going to be a good player for them.
I mean,
Like, he's like, nope, don't touch me.
if 88 gets a good block, if 88 goes back, if you go back and 88 gets a good steal block on this is out the door on the front side, right?
So 88's going all the way over, if I remember right, over to 52 here. Right?
Haven't we talked about how much we hate tight ends blocking?
I
You'd
know.
think they'd get it by now.
Watch. So
But
watch.
they don't.
Play it out right to where. Right. Keep going. Stop. So right. See how 88's getting creased right there.
Mm-hmm.
If 88 can keep that guy pinned inside because he has a poor aiming point, like 43 is going to go right up the middle of the field here and strike up the band, right?
So
Like,
he's just gone that way then.
right, because
Yeah.
30's got outside contain, outside leverage here. Like if that's how this play's supposed to be drawn. They're supposed to cut the defense, right? Down, 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 kick out, and go. Like, but because his block's so poor, it doesn't work. But man, this play is really close to being really good, and on the front side, besides just having a freak show as a running back.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna
Oh,
flip
we
it
go.
here. Little
Look
end
how
zone cam the other
big
way.
he looks. Just massive.
He's a guy though too that I think he needs to have a little more active tension in his stance.
Okay. Well, how would he do that? What
I
would
think he
you?
needs to have like so if it goes super slow, you can see he kind of rocks on his front foot before he kicks out. Like he has to duck. See how he has to dip his shoulders? It's hard to see on the tape. But like
Yeah.
he has to dip his shoulders inside before he kicks out back, right? You see that's why he has to use those big arms versus having all his weight locked and loaded on that front left big toe so that he can fire out of there, right? Drive out of there. Kind of like 74. Like 74
both
on the left
cheating it.
tackle. Like the left side, like he's driving out there. You can see he's got a little more weight on that front leg so that he can really kick out of there, right? Like right at the snap, he's gone, right? Like it takes 77 a little longer. That's okay, though. He's 380 pounds, so it takes a little while to get going, right? But again, he stays square for at least 2 kicks here. 1, 2, gets his hands on him, and then that guy's got nowhere to go. Like you can try and push on him all you want, but you might as well be pushing into a wall.
Exactly.
Back to Faalale here.
And the thing about the arms is a lot of times, and I used to do it too, is you throw your arms back to kind of get you going faster. But the problem is it becomes a habit and you rely on it too much. And then all of a sudden, when you need to get back, but somebody's really tight and you need your hands right away, they're never available because you're so used to pulling them back. You know what I'm saying? That's why we tell guys never get used to that. That's not a good thing to do.
But this right here looks like, I mean, however he got there, right? He's squared up.
You're not going to beat him.
The defensive player is sinking all of his weight into just a body
Everything.
that's 380 pounds, right? And look at it. He's got both feet in the ground here, right?
Hey, just like Trevor Penning, see how the defender has his hands inside? That's not really a good position, but when you are 380 pounds, it's not really a concern ever because nobody's going to run through you. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, and then this is the best part. Go back.
He ends up putting him on his back.
If you have a big tackle like this, and he's got you locked up, and you try and make an inside move, you're done for. Because now all your weight's going that way, and all he has to do, if he's not turned sideways, if he's square, he just turns this into a drive block. It's just a run block, and you're going down, timber, fix it, Jesus, it's over.
It is over. I know you. Guess what? You went over your best friend's head. I love this game. It's so fun.
Losers.
That's a definitely on the ground fine. Both of you. Double it because you took each other out. Here we go. Hit me with something.
Little B block.
Oh, I don't think so. That's how you seal something, by the way. You just bring a wall down.
Right, so they're running a B. 97 is going to cross his face. This is really good control. So many times you see guys that are so amped up to go dig into this B that they kind of fall on their face when he disappears. But Faalale, good heads up play. He goes away, stay on my track. Something's coming. It's a nice tight blitz by 52. And he just washes the whole thing down, right? And now you got an entire B gap there that's just wide open.
Running back on
so
the
he
safety.
starts. So dumb question. So Faalale starts the play, potentially keying in on 97.
The idea is 66
but he's
and 70.
open.
The idea is 66 and 77 are going to combo this block vertically to 52.
Okay.
Like that's the B block on the backside here. But you have to be aware if 97 leaves, something's going to show up, right? They're not just going to leave that B gap wide open. So 97 has A gap, 52 hits the B gap, but then you just throw this dude all the way to the opposite A gap. And there's a lot of space over there.
Especially because they're going to tell you, don't ever. He could be going for 53 on this, but they're never going to tell you to let color go, right? Yeah. So he crosses your face, you take him now.
Don't pass one to take one.
And he does a great job of collecting him and throwing him in there, just pinning everybody inside there.
I got to give Zay Flowers a little love here. Number 4.
Yeah.
Watch him come in here and at least try. Like he gets. I mean, that's all you got to do as a receiver. Just give me some effort. Give me some effort. Give me the mind might not want to, but the body needs to be willing, right? Just go in there and just throw yourself. Right. That's all you got to do. Now you're
look at him. He throws himself. He sealed it. He sealed it. Sort of. It's like a cross body block,
it's a push,
like
crack.
a professional wrestling
move
or something.
He's
right?
cracking on 26, and now you're pushing at the unblocked player, which is 37, to make a corner tackle in space.
It's very AJ Styles or CM Punk like, I guess. He's just throwing his body.
That's exactly what it is. Give it up for the
37. Still barely makes that tackle.
All right, and then we're creeping toward the end zone here. Let's run this one. See where we're.
Here we go.
Right here, Daniel. I'm going to guess inside zone weak. Pass zone.
Oh.
Guy's 15 yards up the field.
Yeah, right.
Can we talk about how Hundley's not a very good quarterback?
No, that's Josh Johnson.
No, it's still not very good.
Yeah, he's played for like 17 teams.
This is the last play, Mackey. You're on the B block still.
Oh, my bad. Here we go.
Another pass set.
Same thing. Getting back.
Staying
square.
Doesn't get pulled. Doesn't have his weight forward. Right? That's a big improvement from last year. Last year, he was kind of all over the place. He had his weight everywhere. He was not being very square. But here you can see he still gets the outside on them, but he still pushes them up the field. I mean, he's way past the quarterback. That's the worst place to be as a defensive end is past the quarterback. That's a great block by him.
Man, pretty nimble.
That's the whole point.
That's pretty aggressive.
He looks great.
We'll hit you with one more here on Daniel Faalale.
Come on, give it to me. I want to see it with my eyes.
Ooh, jumped him.
Change the setup.
And that's one of the change-ups that we talk about as being an O-line. Like they're used to us setting back so much that now we just cut that ground in half and we force them to make a decision right now. But when you do that, you have to be ready a lot faster. And in your mind, it's almost like you become the aggressor. So I'm going after him, and no matter where he goes, I'm going to lock on and I'm going to take him that way in a driving manner. I'm not going to give up any ground. The problem is if you lose this type of rep right away, it's over. It's lost. Like you're basically
but it's a quick hitting pass, though, right? Are you more likely to do this on a quick hitting pass?
Of course
And
we are,
also,
but remember,
so for example, like remember how we were highlighting like when he was vertical setting get out of there, he threw his arms back to get himself back and out, right? He's jump setting here and he's got his hands right. He doesn't throw them back. He's going more out on an angle and he's trying to get his hands. You see 75 kind of has to take that stutter on his second step because he's not anticipating it, right? He's not anticipating a jump set here. He's able to get on him, get him quick, and also you got to get on him quick because with a quick throw, the ball's coming out quick. You want to make sure he doesn't have time to get his hands up, right? As a defensive end, if you think you're going to be quick and you see it, you're just going to stand there and get your hands up. So he gets on him quick. 75's like, oh, shoot, I got to do something. Opens up the throwing lane for the touchdown.
perfect.
Beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I think start carving the Hall of Fame bust for another Golden Gopher. You know, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, good luck to your Cornhuskers in a few weeks here, Jeremiah.
Alex is gone.
I can't. PJ, I love you. But you don't
I'm coming up for that game.
Awesome. Are you working stuff for Nebraska, or are you just going to come up and
I'm coming up
tailgate
for
with us?
The booster trip. So we're going on like a big booze cruise thing, and I got to present and talk about what the Huskers are going to be this year and what the Gophers are and all that fun stuff. And then I'm calling the CU game as the color analyst for the radio network, and the Illinois game as the color analyst for the radio network. So I'm excited to do that this year.
Media mogul Jeremiah Sirles,
Question.
everybody.
Answer.
When you get up there and explain about how they're going to be this year, are you just going to be like, we're expected to be like we have been the last 10 years, dog shit? Or what are you going to tell them? Like, are you guys actually excited for anything this year? What are you excited to come in third place behind us, Michigan? How many
That a
other
team
teams?
like the Gophers no longer fears Nebraska
No
after
one
all
fears
these years?
Nebraska. Listen to me. I'm not
one
living
fears
in
the
fairy
Gophers.
tale. I'm not living in fairy tale world. I know what we are. We're not good right now, but we can be
Okay.
good. We have young guys. We're gonna take our lumps, but that's gonna be what it is. The worst part about this is usually they do this booster trip like mid-year, and so usually they have like new film to break down. So like the people called me like, "Hey, we're gonna get some tape from last year for you to break down." I was like, "For what?"
From the burn pile.
Those coaches aren't there anymore. Like
Yeah.
I don't. It's so like I'm just gonna be like breaking down spring game clips. Like, oh, look how easy and stupid and simple this is. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to that. But whatever.
guys,
It's a free
yeah.
trip to Minnesota.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time of year. Yes, we'll have a tailgate rocking if you want to.
I'll stop by. I'll
jump
swing
through a
by.
flaming table or something.
I'll
you're
swing by.
welcome to. Okay,
I'll
You
just row
won't.
a boat or something.
we can talk about how Ohio State's going to light up both of these teams at some point later this year, but that's another conversation.
No,
hey,
it's
give
all
us
good.
give us a like and a subscribe click on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel so we can spread the word and let us know who and what else you'd like to see these two former NFL offensive linemen break down with the all 22 film